Ladies and gentlemen, it's time. They headed to turn number 3. This is the K&N Pro Series. Let's make some noise. Let's give them a New England welcome as they head off turn number 4. Wave your hats, your programs, anything you got. Stand up, make some noise. This is history in the making here at the Stafford Motor Speedway. I can't hear you. Let's make some noise as we salute the K&N Pro Series East from the Stafford Motor Speedway. Matt Buckler, the fans are in charge here today.
And the drivers really appreciate the warm response they are getting tonight as they have come to Stafford for the first time in 2008. A lot of young competitors. You are looking at a crystal ball right now. This is the future of NASCAR you are examining. And pretty soon we will bring them up to speed. The man who set fast time, John Holloman IV. Next door, the man who is second in the points, Kyle Benjamin. And to take you to the green flag, the voice of the Stafford Motor Speedway, Ben Dodge.
The field is set like gladiators about ready to go into the arena center stage. Ladies and gentlemen, all eyes are on turn number 4. The Stafford Motor Speedway salutes the K&N Series as we're green and racing to the bottom of turn 1.
And we are racing hard right from the beginning. As because of 49 of Holloman, he is doing everything he can to hold off the 40 of Kyle Benjamin. He is unsuccessful. Benjamin is able to razzle-dazzle his way into the lead.
Meanwhile, Dominique is right there on the outside. 3 cars slice and dice as they come off turn number 4. To the front, Kyle Benjamin, no surprises here, sets a blistering pace off turn 2. Already moving forward is the 16 for Todd Gilliland. Gilliland moving the 16 car to the outside. Back off turn 4. Side-by-side racing for second. They touch off the turn. But at the stripe, it's still car number 30. Dominique is in the second spot. They touch, Matt, off the second turn. Side-by-side racing at its best. 4 cars under a blanket down to the bottom of turn 3.
Boy, Harrison Burton on the inside looking for some elbow room. He is surrounded by Todd Gilliland in the 16, but it is Gilliland who is holding off the 12 car. And an early feel-good story, the 30 of Dominique Van Wieringen. She is in the number 2 position trying to track down Travis Benjamin.
No question about it. The Burton team lost an engine in practice. They have worked exceptionally hard, but they have found a combination that seems to be working well. Up front, Kyle Benjamin, the leader of the pack. Meanwhile, a little further back in the competition, look at Eddie McDonald. He just tried to go around the 44. And off turn number 4. And we've just been told that car number 40 is down on pit road. The reason for that is unofficially they said that the 40 jumped the initial start of the event. That is an unofficial call. So that changes things, Matt, up front. Dominique is your brand new leader.
And it's a drive-through penalty. So the 40 of Benjamin had to go through the safety road.
The story is he passed the pole car, Matt, before the start-finish line. Meanwhile, back up front, car 16, carrying the Napa colors for Todd Gilliland. Gilliland right there in the 3rd spot, running in the tire tracks of that number 49 car for John Holloman, the 4th.
And that Napa car is doing a good job as it scoots into the top 3, looking to make something happen here as he goes underneath Holloman in that number 49, and he comes up empty. And a good start for the 41 of Spencer Davis. So Spencer Davis, we know him from the Whelen Modified Tour, and he is a top 5 car holding off the 7 of Noah Gragson.
They start to single file out as they come off the turn. Now 1 car steps out of the line. That's the number 49 machine of John Holloman IV. Holloman made a bid for it. Dominique says and takes back the number 1 spot. Up on the wheel, Todd Gilliland with that number 16 car, the Napa colors. The cream is starting to rise to the top. This time when they come back to the stripe, 10 laps now complete.
And pestering the back bumper is John Holm in the fourth. So Van Wieringen is doing everything she can to keep her foot in it. Now the top three have pulled away slightly from the rest of the field, so the top three cars could fit in an eyedropper. And the man who has been the star of the show is Hellawell, at least in qualifying. But right now it's Dominique who has dominated the first 11 laps.
She was a surprise in time trials, but now when you look at the run that she's turning in, she is no surprise at all, running a blistering pace at the front of the field. Another car that we haven't mentioned much is Noah Gragson with that neon yellow number 7 car. He continues to work his magic, now up among the top 6 cars here and counting. Further back in the field, looking at some of the other favorites that include the 71 of Eddie McDonald, they're still struggling at the bottom of the top 15. 13 laps of 150 in the Stafford 150.
Yeah, good start for the 38 of Tyler Dipple. So Tyler is doing a good job.
Tyler started way back in 11th, Matt.
Yeah, so he's picked up some ground. And we look at Eddie McDonald, and right now it looks like he is just biding his time as a guy right in front of him is giving him very little racing room. And also a good job by Justin Haley in car number 5. Remember that blue number 5, it's in turn number 3 right now. That is the point leader.
He started 12th in this feature event. He is very quietly but cautiously coming to the front of the class. Meanwhile, back up front, nothing seems to be changing for a while, but the number 12 machine of Harrison Burton seems to be getting quicker on the clock. Remember, we told you they had a problem with the engine in that race car earlier today. They changed the engine, and now it seems to be running exceptionally strong. The 41 car also for Spencer Davis, gaining through timing and scoring among the quickest cars on the racetrack currently, as the 40 car of Kyle Benjamin that was a little aggressive on the start of the event now finds him struggling to the bottom.
He has not recovered yet from that penalty.
Not at all.
And he could be in danger of getting lapped because the leader, Dominique Van Wieringen, is not very far away. Of course, Dominique has been the star of the show. She is holding off the 49, John Holloman, and that has been the script since about lap number 3. And a little wiggle coming off the corner that time for Gilliland. And then it is Travis Benjamin. And let's check out our friend Eddie McDonald. He is still right where he was a few laps ago, smack dab in the middle of the field.
And Dylan Bassett with that 44 car is now starting to work over Eddie McDonald, and he is able to make the move that would give him that position there. So the 44 machine that started in 17th for Dylan Bassett is also starting to march forward. There are 20 circuits now complete. The leader still remains the number 30 of Dominique Van Wieringen in command. But just as we predicted from the start, that 49 car, Matt, not only does it appear with those neon colors, but the 49 machine of John Hulleman, the 4th, he's got a competitor. Look at Burton now. Burton made a bid down underneath Gilliland, but it didn't work.
So Spencer Davis is trying to cash in on that as Burton lost his momentum, and trying to capture some was Davis, but he couldn't make inroads. Only a toothpick separates Van Wieringen from Holloman, and that script has been the same for about the last 20 laps. And that nuclear colored number 7 of Noah Gragson, he has been very steady, followed by Tyler Dipple, and then following him is that number 9 car. So, or that is a 6 of Ruben Garcia Jr. So Ruben having a good run, but nobody is having a better run right now than Dominique.
Fastest car on the racetrack is the Burton car currently, even though that car is running currently as we speak in the 4th position. But keep your eyes on Harrison Burton. He continues to reel in on the 16 car, the Napa Auto Parts machine for Todd Gilliland as they come off the turn. And Burton looks for some room on the bottom. It appears that these cars, to make a pass, you have to run the inside. We don't see anybody using the outside lane to their advantage.
And that time, the 12 of Burton almost got underneath Gilliland, but he came up empty. We have a fight for the lead as it is a 49 of Holloman as he got to within handshaking distance of Dominique Van Wieringen, and Dominique has been able to hold him off. Dominique, only her 7th start in her career, and she has 4 top 5s. Best finish at 2nd place. So she has had podiums before, and she is looking to go one better tonight.
She certainly is, and she's doing a fine job not showing any of the worst of the wear. Another car that's starting to come to life is the Tyler Dipple number 38 machine, as that car is starting to close up the gap and pick up on the clock through timing and scoring.
And a good move by the 44 of Dylan Bassett as he picks up a position, and he did it the way you pointed out, Ben, on the inside. That's where all the passing is done in the first 28 laps.
He started 17th, and he has moved in to contend on the top 10 cars. He's actually, in the last 10 laps, he has passed 6 cars and is moving forward. Well, on the initial start of the event, the 40 of Kyle Benjamin looks like Superman, but now he is getting closer and closer to end up going down a lap, as Dominique doing a masterful job of setting the pace up front. Burton has enough power to get up to the back bumper of Todd Gilliland, but not enough to make the move. And as we said before, the passes always seem to occur to be on the bottom. Nobody is using the outside lane to their advantage. 31 now complete of 150.
And every now and then, Burton gets the nostrils of that car underneath Gilliland, but he just can't complete the move. As we look at that number 5 car, Justin Haley, remember he started the night with the advantage in the point standings, but he is having a very difficult time getting by Ruben Garcia Jr. in the 6. So that is a battle we are paying attention to. Well, Travis Benjamin was Superman for the first 5 laps, but then he ran into Lex Luthor, was kicked to the curb, had to make a run through the safety road, and by the time he came out, he was dead last and now is in jeopardy of being lapped.
He certainly is, Matt. Car 44 for Dylan Bassett started in the 17th spot. Look at Burton now. Car number 12, the gray and red car, tries to make a move down underneath the number 16, the Napa Auto Parts car of Todd Gilliland, but he can't do it. Gilliland strings it out. 5, make it 6, make it 7 cars, and the quickest car now among those top 7 is that 44 car. Further back in the field, the 13 of Hunter Baines has started to pick him off and move towards the front of the field.
Well, it was Holloman who was making a surge now against the back bumper of Van Wieringen, and he cannot complete the move either. So these cars are coming close to dive bombing their way underneath to pick up a position, but they get about 1/4 of the way there, and then they run into a standstill. Gilliland has been very steady behind Holloman, and Holloman tried again. He's plastered on that back bumper, but that is as close as he can get.
Certainly is. They continue to run at each other's tire tracks. Nobody steps out of line whatsoever at this point, as we are only 37 laps in. Strategy to make it to the end, of course, in 150 circuits, and they have no ideas what these cars will do at this racetrack, because for most, the most laps they've run is 30 or 40 laps, then 2 laps of time trials here at Stafford.
Yeah, it will be uncharted territory. Dylan Bassett of Winston-Salem, North Carolina, in car number 44. We'll see how long it takes him to get to within striking distance of Noah Gragson from Las Vegas. And now it is the point leader, Justin Haley, starting to kick up his heels. as he is giving Garcia something to think about.
The car to keep your eyes on is Dylan Bissett. It started 17th, that black number 44. Now, the body on that car is an old school type of a body. It's not like the rest of the cars in the field. It's an older Thunderbird type body. So keep your eyes on that car, as he has passed more cars than anyone else. And his next target becomes the 7 of Noah Gragson. But that 44 car is hooked up, Matt, and he is coming to the front.
Yeah, we said, how long will it take him to get to the bumper of Gragson? Well, the answer to that question, 2 laps. And he is right there. Velcro to the back bumper of the Gragson car. So Gragson goes to work against Davis. So Davis is kicked to the outside lane. That could be a mistake because Gragson could take advantage of that.
Certainly tried. He gave it his all. All of a sudden, they pull back into formation. And now it seems, as we are 42 laps in, that Dominique is still holding on at the front of the field. But the Helleman machine, car 49, still setting right there in second. Burton tried, tested the waters a couple of times to get around the Gilliland machine, but couldn't do it. And then further back, that battle we've been talking about. Noah Gragson with that 7 car being hunted down by the 44 machine of Dylan Bissett.
And he almost was able to get there in his hip pocket. And at the front of the field, the script remains the same. It has been a picnic for Dominique Van Wieringen as she is held off Holloman every step of the way. So we are approaching the 1/3 mark of the race, and the dominant factor has been car number 30. We're looking for the 44 of Dylan Bissett to do something. Here he comes underneath the 7 of Gragson. Make or break move for the 44, and he falls short again.
Bissett is giving it his all, though. He's tried every trick in the book, and he is almost there, down underneath the number 7 car. Further back in the field, the 1 machine also has been moving forward for Austin Theriault. As we work their way off the turn, here comes the 44, Matt. Car 44 from 17th has created a move that will give him a shot at breaking into the top 5. He has passed more cars than anyone else in the field. Keep your eyes on the black 44 machine. Up front, second place runner, John Holloman, tries everything to get around the Dominique machine. Car at the front of the field is the 30. She came to Stafford and said she liked the racetrack in practice, and she shocked a lot of folks with a great time trial run here tonight as well.
But that number 49 of Holloman, he probably has all the sponsors that are on Dominique's back bumper memorized by heart because he has been close in. And now it is a 44 of Dylan Bissett. He is going after the back bumper of Spencer Davis in car number 45. So Davis giving him some room on the inside. We have seen in every lap or so, or a few laps or so, that Spencer Davis likes to wander up high, and that could be very fatal if he does it with Bissett behind him.
There is 100 laps remaining in this event. 50 laps now into the record books. Let's set the field for you. The leader is Dominique. Second, and right there on the back bumper is the Holloman number 49 car. Then in the 3rd spot, the 16 of Gilliland. 4th position held down by the 12 of Harrison Burton. And then in the 5th spot, with a pretty good run there as well, is the 41 car for Spencer Davis. But the surprise of this one is Dylan Bissett, who's come from 17th position, now just out of the top 5.
And it is still Holloman as he is surrounding that back bumper. So the top 2 could fit inside a shirt pocket. And Dominique Van Wieringen giving a little room to the inside. But once again, Holloman is not quick enough to exploit it.
He tries, though, and he tries to wear out his opponents in an effort to get to the front of the field. But Dominique is doing a masterful job of guarding that number 1 position. There's the 49 there, a little tap to the back bumper, like they're drafting at Daytona.
Yeah, a little Woody Woodpecker action to the back bumper. And actually, Holloman loses his momentum. Now Benjamin making a bold move. He can't complete it as he gets poked backwards. So Gilliland almost gave up third. And you never know when Harrison Burton is going to erupt like lava coming out of a volcano.
There's no question about it that Burton has come to run and win this race. Meanwhile, look at Gilliland. He continues to put that 16 Napa Auto Parts machine right there on the back bumper. He literally runs in the tire tracks of the John Helleman, the fourth machine that currently sets in the number 2 position. 56 laps in, the car still remains pretty much running the same line and pattern on the racetrack. Further back in the field, who are the movers and shakers there? Well, it looks like a good battle between the 5 car of Justin Haley, who's hunting down the number 38 machine of Tyler Dipple.
Now it is Bassett, almost made a move against Davis. So Bassett, he still has a lot of ammunition left. We have a crowd at the front of the field as almost a little claustrophobia action for Dominique Van Wergen as once again, it was Holloman who was closing in. Now remember, as Bobby Santos proved this week in the Whelen Modified Tour, all you have to do is lead for 1 lap.
The most important one is the final lap, and that's the one that counts the most. But Dominique is not folding to the pressure. These guys are really trying to ruffle her feathers, but she continues to be the dominant force up front. Still a good battle going on between the 44 of Dylan Bassett and the 41 car of Spencer Davis. Now remember, Davis started in the top 5, and he is maintaining that 5th position. But it's been a long road to hoe for the driver of car 44 for Dylan Bassett, coming from 17th. 4 cars starting to string it out. The gap between first and second is gone, Matt, and he is tapping on the back bumper of Dominique.
He is close enough to siphon the gas out of Van Wergen's gas tank. So there he is, can carve his initials on the back bumper, but Dominique took the lead when the 40 was penalized, and now it looked like the 49 of Holloman was going to go to the outside, and now he thinks better of it, and once again he's perched on the back bumper.
Dylan Bassett, the 44 car, has just went around the Spencer Davis 41 machine. The 44 car is the fastest car on the racetrack. 20.151, the lead lap. And Burton was the second fastest, 21.192. And Bassett is just as quick with that 44 car. So now it was 5 cars contending for the number 1 spot. Now let's make it 7 cars contending, and no one is stepping out of line.
And this could be pretty good strategy for John Holloman, who is second, as he might be making Dominique Van Wergen run that car a little harder than she would like. So pressure constantly applied by Holloman, and that might have its benefits later on in the race, making the 30 run a little harder than she wants to.
Here's an interesting note, Matt. Car number 40, the car that originally on the initial start they said jumped a bit, is the fastest car on the racetrack. But remember, the field behind him is the front pack of cars. Because of that stop and go penalty, he has a lot of time to make up. Here comes a bid for the lead. Dominique tries to hold on. Holloman to the inside. Dominique shakes him off like a dog who has fleas.
And he tries to torpedo his way. Here comes Holloman. Halfway there. 3/4 of the way there. And Dominique has a little firepower. They are crazy glued together as they come off the second corner.
And then Gilliland, Todd Gilliland, the Napa Auto Parts car, waiting for the curtain call. Car number 16 setting in the 3rd spot. Make it a 3-car challenge at the point. back to the stripe they come, and Dominique is still holding on to the number 1 spot.
Top 3 cars could fit in a taco shell. New leader as John Holloman is taken over. But on the outside, here comes Dominique. We said nobody has gone on the outside to pass a car. Dominique is trying to do that.
They are almost 3 wide as they come off turn number 4. Dominique still commands the number 1 spot. John Holloman still holding on to second. And Gilliland is there, and up to the 4th spot, Matt, is the 44 of Dylan Bassett. Bassett comes from 17th up to 4th, and he's not done yet.
And Benjamin is behind him, then Gregson in the 7. But for the first time tonight, a driver makes a move on the outside, and it was Dominique Van Weergen who was able to do it.
Off that turn, Matt, here comes the 16 again.
And Todd he has some momentum.
Sure does. Forcing the 49 of John Holloman. It's show and go time as they are side by side to the bottom of 1. Gilliland moves into second. And the 44 car, Dylan Bassett, creating some magic here today. Dylan Bassett has moved on to the podium among the top 3.
And he started in the wilderness, and he is in 3rd. And now trying to make a move is Harrison Burton, as maybe that number 49 car, a Holloman, has just about used up all its energy supply.
We are just 3 laps shy of the halfway marker in this, the Stafford 150 for the K&N Series from the Stafford Motor Speedway. Dominique, the young, talented female driver, showing that she doesn't fold to the pressure. Gilliland right on his back bumper. Napa Auto Parts sponsored race car. Gives a smooch to the back bumper. No love affair there, and Dominique continues to hold on to the number 1 spot. But what an amazing run for Dylan Bassett with that 44 car.
And now he is going to find it a little tougher to get by that number 16 of Todd Gilliland. As here comes Gilliland. And right now it is a pretty cozy lead erected by Van Weergen in car number 30. The driver from Canada is in front, and the driver from North Carolina in second.
You know, this could be an historic day here at Stafford as well, Matt. I don't believe there has been a women driver to ever win a Touring Series event in the history of this series.
So we'll see if Dominique can put her name in the history book. Remember, back a few years ago, in the NEMA Midgets, no woman had ever won before.
That's
and
right.
Erica Santos was able to win at Stafford. So we have seen it happen in a NEMA Midget, but not in the K&N Series. In 3rd, this guy does not back down. Dylan Bassett. His brother is in car number 43. He is in car number 44. And he is making the 16 feel uneasy. Makes a bottom shot move. Turn number 1. From the book of Ted Christopher, he moves into second place.
He was the guy to watch right from the get-go. A car that looked a little different than every other car in the field. Seems to be the strongest car on the racetrack. Moving to challenge now with the leader after starting 17th on the grid is Dylan Bassett. Now Dylan has 18 career series starts with a victory at the Motordrome in 2015. So it's been a year, and he currently sets in second as Dominique Still. And actually it appears almost visually she's pulling away now, Matt.
I don't know. I don't know if it's possible to pull away from Dylan Bassett, as he is right there again. Then we have Holloman in the 45 and Harrison Burton rounding out our top 5. The nuclear number 7, and Noah Gregson is next, followed by Spencer Davis.
Here's a bid for the lead, Matt. To the bottom, Dominique right there challenging Dylan Bassett all over him.
Now remember, he is relentless. He didn't get it that time. but he is not going to give up. It might take him 3 or 4 laps to make the move, but he will not surrender.
Certainly won't. And Gilliland is still waiting in the wings with that Napa car as they come back to the line.
Gregson making a move. Car number 7, getting by Davis.
Off the pace, the 12 machine. Harrison Burton's car in trouble to the high side of the racetrack as he jumped from the front pack of car all the way to the rear of the field.
You got to be wary of that number 7 car, Noah Gregson. It looks like he has discovered some giddy up. So he is holding off Davis. At the front of the field, it is the number 30 of Van Wergen as she is able to, here comes the 44 again. Close call, but he backs off.
Bissett is right there, and he's trying just about everything to be able to get around our leader. But Dominique, she has not folded to the pressures whatsoever. Meanwhile, the 7 car is coming back up to the front. Noah Gregson and that neon yellowed machine.
And Gregson has been pretty solid for about the last 15 or 20 laps. Now the 31 trying to make a pass on the outside. Reed Lampfer trying to get by the 09
Bid
of
for the
Christen.
lead, Matt. Off that second turn, the 44 of Dylan Bissett almost had the number 1 spot, but Dominique just shook him off again and still maintains and holds the perfect line.
Well, Dominique is giving him a little room coming off of turn number 2, and that is where the 44 is trying to cash in. So Bassett, now he is back by about a canoe handle, moving in again. And when he likes to make a move, I think, is between turns 1 and 2, as he has paid attention to what Ted Christopher has done over the years. Guys like Andy Santerre were very successful in that bottom shot move, and we'll see how successful that 44 of Dylan Bassett will be. Here he comes again.
He gives a tap to the bumper, tries to ruffle her feathers, but she continues.
I don't know if she has any feathers left.
I know. That is a good race there. And Gilliland, he's just waiting in the wings for that curtain call. He seems to have plenty of power and momentum, and he's just looking for that one slip that would give him the opportunity. Here comes Dylan again. Sees some daylight. Bottom of turn 1, Mac. They come together. Dominique goes around. Dominique goes around.
Back end of the car smacked the wall. To the right of the WEEI sign, just as Dylan Bassett climaxes his night, going from 17th to the lead in 91 laps.
91 of 150 are now into the record books, and what a run for Dominique Van Wergen with that number 30 car. We are on 94, and Eddie McDonald is coming out of pit road as we speak. We haven't heard much noise from him. Let's see what's going to happen. Gilliland is very strong, and I think he's been saving something with that number 16, the Napa Auto Parts car.
And let's see if he uses it right now. Going outside of Bassett on the restart and making a move is
3 wide.
Car number 49, 3 wide. Who will survive? Going backwards is Gregson. Now he moves up, and the winner of that battle is Holloman.
There's no question about it. Noah Gregson still right there in the middle of all of that. What a great move. Now Gregson gets underneath the bumper of the number 49 machine of John Holloman. Holloman tries to battle back, takes back the 3rd spot, side-by-side racing for the 4th position. Spencer Davis is back to life. Gilliland gets bumped back to the bottom of the top 5.
Boy, that 45 car took a siesta a few laps ago, but now it is trying to get into the top 3, and he is able to jackknife his way into 3rd place.
The 13 car of Hunter Braves is also coming from the back of the field, threading the needle through traffic. Another car to keep your eyes on is the 5 machine for Justin Haley. Haley has now come into the top 5 for the very first time in this evening's event.
As he is the man on top of the points, also making a move is Hunter Bayes, car number 13. And Benjamin has infiltrated his way into the top 15, so that caution flag was beneficial to the 40 car of Travis Benjamin.
The 43 machine a little bit crossed up and out of shape, but back to the front of the field. Leader of the event, Dylan Bissett, out in front. Second place, Noah Gragson. Started in the 7th spot, car number 7, still holding on to the runner-up spot. And then it's the 41 machine of Spencer Davis in the 3rd position. Todd Gilliland, the 16, is your 4th place car. And now up to 5th is Justin Haley. Started 12th on the grid with car number 5.
And starting to lean on him is that 13 car of Hunter Bays. So Bays is within striking distance. But that was his 3 wide at its best, almost defying the law of physics there. And the survivor was a 44 of Bassett, as he is able to replenish his lead against Gragson. And I think we're going to have one more pyrotechnic display here in this race at least, Ben, because I think these guys still have a lot left.
I think you're right, Matt, and we're seeing that. Harrison Burton is also coming to the front of the field again as they continue to make their presence known lap after lap.
Boy, I didn't think we would see much 3 wide racing tonight, but we have witnessed it on a couple of occasions. Spencer Davis, that car looked a little honorary earlier in the race, but right now it is very steady in 3rd. But Gilliland starting to move up, so we could have a battle in a lap or 2 between Davis and Gilliland.
The 13 machine, Hunter Bays, remember, started way back in 19th. And keep your eyes on that 40 car. Remember, that was a car that got penalized initially, and it's up to the 11th position, Matt, and that is Kyle Benjamin. Remember, they brought him in for a stop and go. At one point, Matt, we thought he was going to go down a lap, but he is now up among the top 11 cars. And there's 45 circuits remaining, and the Rabbit out in front is the car that started back in the 17th position.
And now we see the 29 car, or Grant Quinlan, from Maidstone, Ontario, on pit road. So he is in spectator country for the time being.
Had a tough night of it.
Well, look at Kyle Benjamin looking to make another move, as a man in front of him is Ruben Garcia. And here comes Benjamin as he boogies his way into the position.
Benjamin is the quickest car on the racetrack, continues to pick it off one at a time, creating some magic, getting to the front of the field. 42 and counting remaining in this event. Another good battle is for the 5th and the 6th spot between the number 5 car. The lead car and the Benjamin car are turning almost the same identical lap times. Justin Haley trying to shake off that 13 car, Matt, of Hunter Bays, and it just doesn't happen. They've been duking it out lap after lap. And John Halliman, who gets shuffled further back in the field, he's still struggling now at the bottom of the top 10.
Yeah, he was a loser in that 3 wide battle, and he got slammed backwards at the front of the field. Bassett continues to set a pretty brisk pace. If he can run the same lap times as Kyle Benjamin does, that's exactly what he wants, because Kyle would need at least another caution to be able to make a serious contender move.
Car number 29, we've been told, the problem with the ignition and the battery in the car, and they were able to fix that, but he has lost several laps. Surprisingly enough, once the 44 got into the lead for Dylan Bissett, he was able to string it out, but we've got heavy lap traffic. And still keep your eyes, Matt, on that 40 car of Kyle Benjamin. That car is coming, and you might have counted him out earlier on several occasions. But watch him work over that Deuce machine, the 2 car of Colin Cabret.
So Cabret trying to hang on, and here comes Benjamin, almost on cue, as he tries to disrupt the rhythm of Cabret, and he can't get there yet because a lap car was in his way. So he has to regroup. Leader. But now the lap car goes by, and Benjamin is back.
And now our leader, stuck in heavy lap traffic, comes up and goes around the number 4 car for Ali Kern. And the next target of our leader is the 09. And finally, the 16 car of Todd Gilliland goes around Spencer Davis and picks up a spot.
And Kyle Benjamin has to think what might have been. And going inside for lap traffic as Benjamin is in the top 10. And that was a pretty heated battle there. Almost a little payback between Bassett and the 30 of Van Weergen.
Dominique is the lapped automobile, and she is right in the line of fire with the front pack of cars again.
Boy, that was pretty hair-raising for our leader.
Oh, and look at Todd Gilliland trying everything to get around Dominique's race car.
Boy, there is no such thing as a free pass, is there?
Not at all.
And now Dominique drops back a little, but she was in the middle of the action. She was in the epicenter of the battle, and Benjamin has picked up another position and another position. And another position.
Very strong.
Boy, do you think he could get up to the front, Ben?
Certainly is coming, like Jack the Bear. As continues, Dominique now off the pace a bit as the 5 car of Justin Haley goes to the outside. Lap traffic is heavy there, Matt. In the middle of the top 10.
Tyler Dippo in the 38, the man directly in front of Benjamin. So the 38 goes down low, trying to get by Holloman, and Benjamin is right there. He could get 2 for the price of 1 if he plays his cars right.
He is definitely the quickest car now on the racetrack, and there is still enough time to get the job done. There's no question about it. The fans rule. Kyle Benjamin, number 40 car.
He almost made it 3 wide. Gets by Holloman.
21.385 is the time on Benjamin. Almost every other lap, he seems to pick up a position, Matt. And Tyler Dipple becomes the next target of Kyle Benjamin.
And there goes Benjamin down low, where he has room, he has speed, and he has a position. And what's impressive about Kyle Benjamin, he has made most of that moves through heavy traffic. He is just as fast through traffic as he is when he's in the wide open spaces.
We are close to 25 laps remaining. Dylan Bassett, your leader. Noah Gragson is second. Todd Gilliland is third. Spencer Davis is fourth. Justin Haley is fifth. Kyle Benjamin up to the 6th spot. Tyler Dipple is 7th. Then it's Hunter Bays in the 8th position. Colin in the 9th spot. And John Hulleman to round out the top 10. It's come down to the wire, and the 40 car of Kyle Benjamin is gaining momentum. But will he have enough time? 25 laps to go.
And there is no doubt that Kyle Benjamin is hoping for a caution flag here, and then things really can get out of control. At the front of the field, coming off of turn 4 right now, is our leader crossing the stripe. That is Dylan Bassett, and then a ways back is the 40 of Kyle Benjamin. So the 2 fastest cars are almost on opposite spectrums of the racetrack.
The 40 just goes around the 09 of Christian Kalia. And again, our leader doing a masterful job of coming through traffic. Tyler Dipple is the next car to go down a lap.
Boy, look at Benjamin has made some progress against Justin Haley, as that lead was a lot more substantial a handful of laps ago. So Benjamin, you get to think what might have been, Ben, if he didn't get penalized on the start. What a different complexion of this race it could be.
So they continue to run at a blistering pace at the point. And the 30.
Trouble in turn 4.
Oh.
The one goes around of Austin T.
Wow, good move by the 31 to avoid the spinning car.
That was a 43 who made contact with the one car, Ronnie Bassett Jr., the brother of Dylan. And he got in the back bumper of the one. And that was a caution that Kyle Benjamin definitely wanted to see.
Pace car pulls off. Much slower this time, this restart looks. Matt, let's see what's going to happen as we're about to go to green. 134 up on the board.
Very important restart for Bassett. And on the outside is Noah Gragson. Here is Gragson making a statement. They go into turn number 2, and it's Bassett making a stronger statement.
Bassett just steps on the gas, but it is Gragson who's right there on the outside. Here comes Gilliland again as he works his magic. Gilliland is there on the inside, tries to take over the second spot.
And he is on the verge of doing that. So it is a 16 of Todd Gilliland who moves into the top 2. But we have a problem in turn 1 as we have Ronnie Bassett in the 43. Also the 31 of Reed Lamper and the 39 of Justin Fontaine. Those 3 are scrambled in turn number 1. And Bassett is able to drive away. And he doesn't look like he is too thrilled about it. And perhaps all 3 of those cars are able to move.
Here's Matt Buckler with the call.
And let's see what Bassett will do. Here comes this 7, a Noah Gragson. He has it cranked up. They go into turn 2 simultaneously, and a narrow advantage for Dylan Bassett.
But still working the magic on the outside lane is Noah Gragson. Oh, trouble now. A melee.
And it's a parking lot in the middle of turns 3 and 4.
Amazingly, pretty much half of the cars that were involved are now pulling away under their own power. And yes,
boy, I don't. The damage is minimal, it looks like.
Sure does.
Maybe Burton, the 12 car, is the only one that needs some assistance. And it was Benjamin who also got sucked up into that one. He was able to drive away. But the one thing this does, laps will tick off the board, and it eliminates, it makes it tougher to come back. So the lights are off the pace car, and we could have a 5-lap shootout, tussle for the trophy to see who will prevail in the Stafford 150. And the man who has passed more cars than anyone in the neighborhood is Dylan Bassett, but his goal now is not to be passed by the combination of Gragson and Gilliland.
And you can throw into that mix Spencer Davis with that 41 car, because he's been hanging around the entire event.
Yeah, Davis has had his moments when it looked like that car was going to back up, but he has stayed in the front for the entire distance.
Here they come. 5 laps to go.
Dead even.
Yep, picture perfect. But here's the mover and shaker on the inside. Todd Gilliland moves up into second. And the 5 car for Justin Haley has moved to the front of the class. Bid for the lead. Napa Auto Parts. Gilliland tries it on the bottom. Bassett slams the door.
Late change by Gragson. He goes to the inside. He's trying to get second back. Car up against the wall, turn 1. And that is the 4 of Allie Kern from Fremont, Ohio, as she obliterated a wall in turn number 1.
And the 39 car headed down on pit road with damage to the front suspension of that car as well for Justin Fontaine.
So we are getting ready to turn them loose for perhaps the final time tonight.
Certainly looks it. The field was told to cross over. They are now doubled up. The pace car speed is much slower on the K&N Series than it is on our weekly race program or even the NASCAR Wheel and Modified Tour. And you're seeing just that as the pace car pulls down on pit road. And here they come again. Get ready, because there is the green. Dylan Bissett holding his own at the point. Gilliland goes to the outside. Now crosses over to the bottom. Todd Gilliland becomes the brand new leader, but they are 3 wide as they come back to the stripe.
And Gilliland has the lead with 1 to go. Here comes Gregson. Gilliland almost into the wall. Gregson into the lead.
Down the back straightaway. Bissett isn't done yet. 2 turns in the K&N event. Look at Gilliland coming back to the front. Off turn number 4. Checkered flag is out. Noah Gregson will take down the victory. Bissett will finish in second. Unofficially, Spencer Davis to round out the top 3. We told you it was going to be a barn burner to the end, and it was just that.
It was a pretty big barn and a pretty big move by Noah Gregson. And Gilliland, it looked like he was going to win it, and all of a sudden he was headed to the wall, and Gregson was headed to victory lane. Gilliland had the lead with 1 lap to go, and it was Gregson who was able to get a victory. For the top to bottom rundown, let's go to Ben.
Here we go. Noah Gregson, unofficially your winner. Dylan Bissett to finish in second. Spencer Davis, the 41, was third. Justin Haley, the 5, was fourth. Todd Gilliland, unofficially in the 5th spot. Colin Cabri will finish in the 6th position. Austin Theriot will finish in the 7th spot. Christian Kalea will finish in the 8th position. Hunter Blaze will finish in the 9th spot. Ruben Guardia will finish in the 10th position. Then it'll be Hulleman, the 49, finishing 11th. Kyle Benjamin, 12th. Eddie McDonald, 13th. Allie Keene, 14th. Harrison Burton, 15th. And there is our winner climbing the fence.
Wow, Spider-Man lives. And I didn't know Peter Parker was in that number 7 car. Wow, that is some good stuff.
But now we're going to direct our attention to Napa Victory Lane and meet and greet. And it looks like we're going to go to 3rd place with Darren Ayotte. Darren?
Up with Spencer Davis in his 41 machine, you finished 3rd. I mean, what a great day this was for you guys. I mean, to go through all the chaos that happened, take me through some of those restarts and what you had to do to get on the podium tonight.
Oh man, I know for the modifieds that being on the outside is definitely definitely not the place to be. So, I just tried to keep my cool and try to keep all 4 fenders on it. And we got our shot in 3rd and we made the most of it. There was a lot of old school racing going on there, beating, banging, moving, pushing, and luckily we came out on the good side on 3rd, and cars in one piece. I think there might be a donut or 2 on it, but overall it was a real good day.
Yeah, it had to be. Who do you want to thank? I mean, this was just such a huge effort by this 41 team all weekend long.
First off, I'd like to thank God for the ability He's given me. Everyone has their special talent, and mine has to be racing, so I'm real thankful for that. Also, my father, he sacrifices so much to let me race, as well as everyone at Rainier Racing with MDM, Matt Miller, Doug Fowler, and as well as my crew chief, Doug Howe.
Awesome run. Spencer Davis 3rd here tonight, but send it back upstairs.
So congratulations goes out to our 3rd place finisher. But the guy who came from 17th position,
we're waiting
on the
on
excitement in the winner's circle now. Let's go back down trackside.
Jackson just getting out of car number 7, the Speed Vegas machine. The team based out of Washington State celebrating here at Napa Victory Lane. Worked his way through the field. last restart theatrics here at Stafford. Certainly one of the most spectacular finishes we have ever seen in K&N Pro Series East competition. Derek Perniciglio with NBC Sports currently doing the Victory Lane interview for the television broadcast, which you can catch on June 26th. Plenty of discussion down here. Dylan Bassett's car is beaten and battered. The front of this Toyota Camry all banged in. The left side is pushed up of the hood. Meanwhile, just a few feet away, though, Noah Gragson celebrating here in Victory Lane. And it's really that interesting story of this team. Based out of the West Coast, this team runs both the West and the East Series. And although Noah Gragson won the Rookie of the Year last year, 2 victories in the West Series, tonight becomes his very first win in K&N Pro Series East competition, and he celebrates down here in Victory Lane. So just waiting for television to clear with their interview. And we'll sneak in here and catch up with our race winner. And Noah, how about it tonight? An incredible final 2 laps there. Take us through it as your run to the checkered.
Oh, man, that was wild. They got beaten and banging down there in turn 3, and we were 3 wide down there, and came out with the lead with the white flag, and my spotter Brandon got me through the mess. And thanks to my crew, they gave me an unbelievable race car today, and we fought hard to the end, stayed clean, and man, we're standing here down in Victory Lane. I can't thank everyone enough for all their support.
You run both series. You've won on the West before. Tonight, your first win on the East. How does that feel?
Oh man, this is cool. I've been waiting a couple races to get it down here in Victory Lane, and to be down here with my guys is just unbelievable. I can't thank Speed Vegas, Lure ID, and all the fans for coming out. I appreciate you guys all coming out and hopefully put on a good show.
Well, that's a story from Napa Victory Lane. Noah Gragson, the kid from Las Vegas, has won tonight in the Stafford 150.
Bassett talking right now with one of his crew members, just calming down a little bit. There was a little bit of discussion as they got out of the race car with a couple of the crews, a couple of the teams right now, just kind of talking about the events that happened in the race today. Obviously, a lot of passion out of these race car drivers, a lot of emotion. So sometimes when you get out of that race car and you've got that adrenaline pumping, sometimes it needs a few minutes to kind of get it out. So right now, Dylan Bassett, as he's walking back right now, we're going to catch up with him. Dylan, a fantastic race for you. You started in the 17th position. You move all the way up, take the lead. You're leading on that green-white checkered. Take me through what happened.
I don't really know what to say. Very disappointed. It's very rare in one of these races we start in the back and drive all the way to the front. Hats off to Nathan, Chris, Sean, Charlie. They all do a great job. My parents, my dad flew in this morning, or his flight got canceled, and I'm not really sure when he showed up, but he's here now, and that's all that matters. Rick Godovic for giving us this car. I mean, it goes a long ways. I just hate that we didn't get the finish that we wanted.
All in all, though, still a fantastic race for Dylan Bassett. He finishes second tonight in the Stafford 150.